So we're here to talk today about Godzilla.
No, you can't say that. I think that one's referred to Kaiju number 6.
Oh, so you mean Mothra?
No, that's Kaiju number 2.
Oh, okay, okay.
Oh, but did you see the news about this new one called Kaiju number 8?
I did. I watched the show. Did you?
No. Yeah.
Yeah, so what are your thoughts?
This, as a huge Godzilla fan, and a big Kaiju fan in general, this one has been on my radar for a long time. I actually started reading the manga a couple of, I want to say like 2 or so years ago. A friend of mine who's like, dude, you're a huge Godzilla fan. Have you heard about this show or this manga called Kaiju number 8? It's about these civil servants that will have to clean up the mess caused by kaijus. I'm like, that's a great sounding like idea.
俺たちの戦いは全てが終わった後から始まる。誰かに注目されるわけでもない。特に感謝されることもない。
I'm like, yeah, how the hell does Tokyo get cleaned up and look immaculate in the next Godzilla movie just to be destroyed again? So, it's a good idea. It's like, yeah, who does clean this shit up after?
It's just like the Marvel one.
Yeah, like, yeah, who cleans up all? If you watch the legendary Godzilla movies, apparently the answer is nobody, because like San Francisco and everything's abandoned. They're just like, nope, we're not fixing this.
No, we're gonna have Godzilla swing King Kong as the weapon this time.
Yeah. So like, I stopped reading it because I heard it was gonna get an anime adaptation, and I was like, oh, I bet it's gonna be great. And dude, this show blew my expectations out of the water. I was so happy with this show. Gotta just make a quick note here of all the shows I was ever gonna watch ever in history. Never did I think I was gonna get a One Republic song in this.
Nobody got you the way I do. Whatever demons you're fighting through.
I cannot believe One Republic does the ED for this. But yeah, I mean, what about you? Because I know you didn't really know too much about this before.
I mean, I knew a little bit about it. I remember seeing threads about the manga, and I don't really read manga because I'm illiterate. So
no, same here. I just look at the pictures.
Yeah, same. But I was intrigued by it, of course. I mean, I think it's an interesting concept, and I saw the trailer for it, and I was like, looks good. Yeah, can't complain. Looks pretty awesome. And I watched the show, and I think it kind of hits on everything that you'd want out of a show like this, to be honest.
Yeah.
It doesn't go like beyond, but I think it's just like a great like adaptation of a shonen.
It's very interesting. Like, yeah, so it goes off. You kind of think it's just gonna be about a guy who wants to join the special defense force, and he's just doing his job as a cleanup crew member, and it kind of subverts your expectation because he becomes a kaiju.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I thought it would have been hilarious if, like, when he's in his kaiju form, if he had like a Sentai outfit, like he becomes like Jet Jaguar.
That's a different show this season.
That would have been a great thing. Like if his kaiju form is just like a Sentai hero.
Yeah.
Or if he's like Kamen Rider or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, his kaiju form is actually like quite interesting looking and really intimidating.
Yeah.
And this show does a great job with its humor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
For sure.
And one of the things I was worried about originally when I was reading the manga was like I was afraid that the show was going to be like really oppressive and depressing, like an Attack on Titan, especially when the character Reno is introduced. There's that part where he is on the job and he's staying late with Kafka.
Yeah.
And Kafka tells him like, hey, go home. And then the kaiju appears.
ありがとな。お前思ってたより全然いいやつだな。
だからそんなんじゃないって。
I immediately thought he's gonna get charmed.
Yeah, because
Like-
he definitely doesn't. He doesn't have a colorful hair. So
Yeah,
you know.
yeah. So you think, oh, he's just a throwaway character, and then that's gonna motivate the main character, Kafka, into like becoming the hero.
Oh, not turning into cockroach.
Not, oh,
Okay.
you see, like, yeah, Kafka has got very apropos name. You know, it's on the nose. I wonder what book the writer could possibly be referencing.
I don't know. I'm illiterate. I don't
I
read
don't know.
books.
When you think about it, yeah, Kafka wrote like one of the best kaiju books of all time.
my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like I thought like, yeah, he was gonna be a throwaway character. He essentially becomes like Genos from One Punch Man. In fact, this show feels very much like One Punch Man.
That's a show I definitely watched and enjoyed.
Okay, so one of the things that I love about One Punch Dude is that the main character, just like Kafka, is incredibly OP, but he is like the underdog, still the underdog. Like that's not necessarily is the suspense and drama from the combat of One Punch Man, but like through like the way society is like formed and the way he has to work his way up.
Yeah.
And Genos is like, in that show, is like your typical shonen protagonist, and so it's to show like the power difference between Saitama and your typical shonen protagonist. And that's kind of the thing with this, where like Ureno is like your typical shonen protag, kind of like he excels at a certain thing, and then Kafka is like an absolute nobody. Like when he puts on the power suit, he's got a power level of 0.
Yeah.
そもそもゼロなんてやつ一回も見たことないけどな
日々のカフカ解放戦力 0%。
But yeah, this show, it does a really good job at humanizing the main character of Kafka and getting you to root for him. You know, and he is a very likable character.
Yeah, he's an old ass 32. Who'd be 32?
Yeah,
No one in this room right now, right?
Nobody be
Elba.
32. But yeah, so far all the side characters I'm really enjoying. The relationship between the main heroine of Mina. It's really nice that they have this childhood connection, and they both have this dream of joining the Special Defense Force and eradicating the Kaiju, and she just completely left him in the dust.
Yeah.
And the main character Kafka has to give up on his dream, not necessarily because he wants to, but because literally he's not allowed to even apply anymore. You know, so it's just like idea of like getting a second chance at your last chance. It's a very underdog story. It's like that man, the retired baseball player coming out of retirement to get to bring the championship home one last time. It's very nice to see this kind of a story. You know.
幹部候補の道に行くようなエリートたちです。
通りでレベル高えと思ったよ。
そしてその最たる存在が彼女。16歳でカリフォルニア討伐大学を飛び級で最年少首席卒業。史上最高の逸材と謳われる少女。篠宮キコル。
When the character of Kikoru is introduced in, I think the end of the second or maybe the third episode, the twin-tailed. Yeah. I love the rivalry that
Shirogane, right? Yeah, Shirogane.
Yeah, and like when she lifts up the car with her bodysuit, man, that girl got muscles. That's all I can say.
It's like kaiju muscles.
Yeah,
You know?
it's cool though, man.
Yeah,
it's cool.
It's cool.
And for me though, like this show was one that like once I started, I wished it had like kept going. Like I wished more episodes were out because I just wanted to keep going. And I just can't wait to see the other characters that we see in the
Opening.
OP and ED. The ED is really nice, I gotta say, with the computer thing, and you see the whole crew together. So yeah, I wanna see these other characters, and what any good shonen does is have a really good supporting cast.
Yeah.
And so far, I think with the writing of these characters that we've been introduced, I think they're gonna have a splendid character development and stuff like that. If you want to give the show a shot, give it a shot. It's really fun. I could not stop watching it.
Yeah,
And
no, I do agree that it's pretty good about making you ending in a point that makes you want to keep continuing.
Keep going.
I think my main criticism would be that I feel like they could have compressed. I would want more things to happen in the 3 episodes. I think they stretched it a little bit much.
bit.
Maybe we could have been a little bit quicker. Like maybe be more towards the end of this training or like tuning exam type episode or training episode. I feel like it kind of has the Demon Slayer problem or the Kimetsu no Yaiba problem, where it's like there's going to be a lot of characters in this cast that are important, and it feels like we know very few of them so far. Again, you touched on the comedic element about how I think it does balance that very well, the comedic, and sometimes shonens can feel like they're just doing humor because they're like, oh, too much fighting. Let's do something else, and it feels earned with the
that's
comedy.
Kind of what I feel with like Kimetsu's comedy. No, I'm not even just shitting on Kimetsu. It's just like that show can be pretty dark, and then all of a sudden there's a comedic thing.
I wish I had got to see more in these first 3 episodes than what I got.
Yeah,
That's my biggest issue.
I think one of my critiques is and this is kind of just like the knuckle scraping kind of critique, but I want more fights with the kaiju.
Yeah.
You know, the show is called Kaiju number 8, and as a fan of kaiju, I do love kaiju versus kaiju the movies. I also like human versus kaiju movies, and this is ironically both. Yeah. And so I wanna see like epic takedowns of these giant monsters. I think the first kaiju that we're introduced to kind of dies a little too fast, and hopefully we get more of a trademarked kaiju.
What did you say? I just heard a beeping sound.
I don't know.
Yeah, me neither.
But I hope we get like something like legendary film movies where we just have Godzilla using King Kong as a baseball bat.
Exactly.
Yeah,
dude,
something like that.
Too.
Yeah, and all I can say is watching the kaiju explode and all the giblets go over. I get very hungry for steak.
Oh my fucking god! I knew you were gonna say that. Fuck.